Mathematics plays a vital role in all aspects of life, whether in everyday matters such as time tracking, driving, cooking, or jobs such as accounting, finance, banking, and engineering. This knowledge of basic mathematics is known as quantitative aptitude and is essential across various disciplines. And if you're appearing for any competitive exams such as CAT, GMAT, or any other government exams, you'll also be tested on your knowledge of quant. This helps the universities or companies to understand if you have problem-solving ability. Thus, understanding the importance of this, we have brought this course on quantitative aptitude. Before we get started, I want to introduce you to Great Learning Academy, a free learning initiative by Great Learning where you can access over 200 plus courses with 1000 plus hours of free content on trending high demand domains such as data science, machine learning, artificial intelligence, programming, cloud computing, digital marketing, DevOps, management, and many more, absolutely free. Award-winning academicians and leading industry experts design these courses. You can also get a free certificate of completion when you enroll and complete these free courses. You also get access to the presentations, code, notebooks, datasets, and quiz. We have courses in English and Hindi to give you the best learning experience in the language you're comfortable with. Check out the description of this video to access the relevant course on Great Learning Academy. So what are you waiting for? Register now and start your learning journey today. If you haven't yet subscribed to our channel yet, I want to request you to hit the subscribe button and turn on the notifications bell so that you do not miss out on any new updates or video releases from Great Learning. If you enjoy this video, show us some love and like this video. Knowledge increases by sharing. So make sure you share this video with your friends and colleagues. Make sure to comment on the video if you have any queries or suggestions, and I'll respond to your comments. Let's have a quick glance at the agenda. We will start off by solving certain problems with respect to linear equations. Then we will work with quadratic equations. After that, we will work with inequalities and absolute values. And finally, we'll solve a couple of problems with percentages. So we'll start off by understanding the order of operations. And the order of operations, you can remember it with this abbreviation known as PEMDAS. And when you elongate it, it basically stands for parenthesis, exponents, multiplication, division, addition, and subtraction. So you'd have to first give importance to parenthesis, then exponents. After that, multiplication and division will have the same importance. And then finally, addition and subtraction will have the same importance. So let's go ahead and start and work with expressions. So we have this simple expression over here. 3 plus 4 into 5 minus 1 minus of 3 power 2 into 2. So here we'd have to start off by solving what is there in parenthesis. So here, as you see, this 5 minus 1, this is there in parenthesis. So we'll solve that. So here we will have 3 plus 4 and 5 minus 1 would become 4 again, and minus of, after this we have 3 power 2. So we'd have to give importance to this. This will become 9. Then we have multiplication, we'll just write as it is. Now let's go ahead. In the next step, it will become 3 plus 4 cross 4 will become 16. And after this, we need to give importance to multiplication. So it is 9 into 2, which is 18. So we will write down minus 18 over here. So we have 3 plus 16 minus 18, which is 19 minus 18. And this is equal to minus 1. And this is our final answer, and this is how we implement PEMDAS operations on top of the expressions. Going ahead, we have another simple expression over here. 5 minus 3 into 4 to the power 3 divided by 7 minus 1. So we'd have to start off by solving what is there in parenthesis. So this will become 5 minus of 3 into 4 power 3 divided by 6. Then going ahead, we will have 5 minus 3 into, this will be 4 into 4 into 4, which is 16 into 4, and that is equal to 64 divided by 6. So here we have minus 3 into 64, which is equal to 192. So I'll write down minus 192 divided by 6. Then after that, we need to give importance to division over here. So it'll be 5 minus 192 divided by 6. So 192 divided by 6 gives us a value of 32. So this will be 5 minus 32 and the final answer will be equal to minus 27. So till now we were working with only expressions where we had a single expression term. And now when it comes to equations, we will have something on the LHS and something on the RHS as well, with separation with the help of the equal to operator. And as you guys see, we need to solve 2x plus 7 is equal to 15. So we need to find out the value of x, which will give us the answer for this. So here all we have to do is write down 2x plus 7 is equal to 15. Now what I'm going to do over here is I'll just take 7 to the RHS. And when I take 7 to the RHS, plus 7 will become minus 7. So the value will be 15 minus 7. And the final result over here is 2x is equal to 8. And the value of x will be equal to 8 by 2, which is equal to 4. And this is how you solve for x. We have our next equation over here. 5 into x minus whole square minus 30 is equal to 10. And we need to find the value for x. So again, what I'll do is I'll take the value of 30 to the RHS. So this will become 5 into x minus 1 whole square is equal to 30 plus 10. So this would just become 5 into x minus 1 whole square is equal to 40. Now we will divide 40 by 5. So here it will be x minus 1 whole square is equal to 40 by 5, which is equal to 8. So x minus 1 whole square will be equal to 8. And over here, as you see, we have whole square on the left hand side, which would mean we would have whole square on the right hand side as well. So it will become x minus 1 is equal to root 8. And the final answer of x will be equal to root 8 plus 1. So we have our next equation over here, which is 4 into under root of x minus 6 plus 7 is equal to 19, and we need to find out the value for x. So this will become 4 into under root of x minus 6. This will be equal to 12. Now I will divide 12 by 4. Then we will have under root of x minus 6 is equal to 3. Then I'll just square on the LHS and the RHS. Then I will have x minus 6 is equal to 9. And the final value of x will be equal to 9 plus 6, which is equal to 15. We have our next equation, which is 3 into x plus 4 whole cube minus 5 is equal to 19. And we need to find out the value of x. So we'll do the same thing over here. This will become 3 into x plus 4 whole cube. And we'll take 5 to the right side. Then it will become 19 plus 5, which will be equal to 24. Now I'll divide 24 by 3. So this will be x plus 4 whole cube is equal to 8, because 24 divided by 3 is equal to 8. And here, as you see, x plus 4 whole cube. So, and on the right side, we have 8. So 8 is essentially equal to 2 cross 2 cross 2. So we can just write down x plus 4 is equal to 2. And when I take 4 onto the right side, this will become minus 2, which is the solution for this equation. Then we have an interesting equation over here. We have something on the denominator as well. So if 3x minus 7 by 2 plus 20 is equal to x, then we need to find the value of x. And again, I will write down 3x minus 7 by 2. And when I take 20 onto the right side, we have 6 minus 20, which is equal to minus 14. Then I will take 2 onto the right side. Then we will have minus 14 into 2. So the equation will become 3x minus 7 is equal to minus 14 into 2, which is equal to minus 28. So now I will take 7 to the right hand side. This will be minus 28 plus 7, which is equal to minus 21. And when I finally divide minus 21 with 3, I get a value of minus 7. And this is the solution for x. Going ahead, we have cube root of x plus 9 minus 7 is equal to minus 8. Then we need to find out the value for x. So here what I will do is I will take minus 7 onto the right hand side. So I'll have cube root of x plus 9, and this will be minus 8 plus 7, which is equal to minus 1. So here, as you see on the LHS, we have cube root of something, and on the RHS, we have minus 1. So if we take the cube on the LHS, it will become x plus 9. And if we take the cube on the right hand side, it will remain as minus 1. So this time I will take 9 again to the RHS. So we will have minus 1 minus 9, which is equal to minus 10. And this is the solution for this equation. We'll head on to the next equation. This time we have 5x minus 3 into 4 minus x upon 2x is equal to 10. So we'll start off by taking 2x to the right hand side. 5x minus of 3 into 4 minus x is equal to 10 into 2x, which is equal to 5x minus of, so here it will be minus 3 into 4, which is equal to 12. And when you multiply minus 3 with minus x, that is equal to plus 3x. So we will have plus of 3x is equal to 10 into 2x is equal to 20x. So let's sum them up over here. So here we have 8x minus 12 is equal to 20x. I'll take 8x onto the RHS. So then we will have minus 12 is equal to 12x. And when you divide minus 12 with 12, the value of x will become minus 1, which is the solution for x. So we have our next equation over here. So I'll just write down 11 plus 3 into x plus 4. And when we take x minus 3 to the right hand side, this will become x minus 3 into 7. So on the LHS, we will have 11 plus 3x plus 12 is equal to 7x minus 21. So on the LHS, we again have 3x plus 23. And this will be equal to 7x minus 21. So I'll take 3x to the RHS and I'll take minus 21 to the LHS. So on the LHS, we will have 44. And on the RHS, we will have 4x. So 44 divided by 4 gives us a value of 11, which will be the value of x. Then we have minus 6 minus 5 into 3 minus x upon 2 minus x is equal to 6. So again, I will do the same thing. I will have minus 6 minus 5 into 3 minus x. I will take 2 minus x to the right hand side, which will be 2 minus x into 6. So here we have minus 6. So if you multiply minus 5 with 3, we'll have a value of minus 15. And when we multiply minus 5 with minus x, we have a value of plus 5x. And on the RHS, we have 12 minus 6x. So, and again on the LHS, we will have 5x minus 21 is equal to 12 minus 6x. Now I will take minus 6x to the LHS, which will be 11x. So here it will become 11x is equal to 33 and the value of x will be equal to 3 because 33 divided by 11 is equal to 3. Then we have another interesting equation over here. 2x plus 6 into 9 minus 2x upon x minus 4 is equal to minus 3. So here 2x plus 6 into 9 minus 2x, this will be minus 3 into x minus 4. So here 2x plus 6 into 9 will be equal to 54 and 6 into minus 2x will be equal to minus 12x. And on the RHS, we have minus 3 into x, which is equal to minus 3x, and minus 3 into minus 4, which is equal to 12. So on the RHS, 2x minus 12x will become a value of minus 10x. Then we have plus 54 is equal to minus 3x plus 12. Now I will take minus 3x to the LHS. So we will have minus 7x is equal to, and when I take 54 to the RHS, we will have minus 42 over here. And when we divide minus 42 with minus 7, we will get a value of 6. And this is the solution for x. So till now we had only one variable, which was x. Now we'll see how to solve variables with two equations. So this time we'll have x as well as y. So here, as you see, we have 3x plus y is equal to 10 and y is equal to x minus 2, and we need to find out the value of y. So this is quite interesting. So what we'll do is, I'll just write down both of these over here. 3x plus y is equal to 10. Then I have, so I'll take all of them. So I'll have y and x on the same side. So I will have minus x plus y is equal to minus 2. So I've got my first equation and the second equation.
Now what I have to do is, I would have to eliminate one of the variables to get the value of another variable. So here, as you see, the coefficient of y in both the equations is 0. So what I can do is I can subtract the first equation from the second equation or the second equation from the first equation. So here, when I subtract the second equation from the first equation, so I am performing subtraction over here. So 3x minus of minus x will become 4x and y minus 5 will become 0. And then on the RHS, we have 10 minus of minus 2, which is equal to 10 plus 2, and that is equal to 12. So now when I divide 12 with 4, I get a value of 3. And now we have solved for x. We know the value for x. Now I can take this value of x and substitute this in any of these two equations. So let's say if I substitute this in this second equation over here. So as you guys see, y is equal to, I will fill in the value for x, which is equal to 3. So I will have y is equal to 3 minus 2, which is equal to 1. And the value of y will become 1. So this is how we have solved for y when we have two equations with us. Going ahead, again we have two equations. 2x plus 4y is equal to 14 and x minus y is equal to minus 8. And we need to find out the value of x. So we will start off by writing the first equation. 2x plus 4y is equal to 14. This is equation 1. Then I will have x minus y is equal to minus 8. This will be equation 2. So here, now to either subtract or add, what we need is, we need the coefficient of either of these two variables to be equal. So what I'll do is, I will multiply equation 2 with 2. So when I do that, equation 2 will become 2x minus 2y is equal to minus 16. So now as you see, the coefficient of x is same in both of the equations. Now that is why I can subtract equation 1 from equation 2. So I'll write down equation 1 and equation 2 again for you guys. So equation 1, we have 2x plus 4y is equal to 14. And in equation 2, we will have 2x minus 2y is equal to minus 16. So now that we have these two equations ready, I can subtract equation 2 from equation 1. And when we do that, you see that 2x minus 2x will become 0. 4y minus of minus 2y will become 6y. And 14 minus of minus 16 will become 30. Then y is 30 divided by 6, which is equal to 5. So we have found out the solution for y. Now, to find out the solution for x, I will take this second equation over here and substitute the value of y. So it will be x minus of 5 is equal to minus 8, which is equal to x is equal to minus 8 plus 5, and the value of x will be equal to minus 3. So we are done with linear equations. Now we'll head on to quadratic equations. So the difference between a linear equation and a quadratic equation is, in a linear equation, the power will be equal to 1, and in a quadratic equation, the power will be equal to 2. So as you see over here, we have x square and not just x, and we would need to find out the solutions for x over here. And since this is a quadratic equation, x will have two solutions. So as you see, if x square is equal to 4, we need to find out what is x. So here, if we can possibly have two solutions over here, because when we have minus 2 whole square or 2 whole square, so minus 2 whole square is also equal to 4 and 2 whole square is also equal to 4. So here, that is why, as you see, for x square is equal to 4, we have two solutions, which are minus 2 and plus 2. And we will write down the solution like this. X is equal to plus minus 2. Going ahead, we need to find out the factors for x square plus 3x minus 10. And since this is a quadratic equation, we will have two solutions, and those two solutions will be essentially the factors. So here, you start off by writing the equation, which is x square plus 3x minus 10 is equal to 0. Now, you see this last coefficient over here. So you have minus 10. So what you do is, you start off by writing down all of the factors of minus 10. So you will have 1, 2, 5 and 10. So these are the factors of minus 10. Now, we need to choose two of these factors such that the addition of these two will result in 3 and the multiplication of these two will result in minus 10. So in that case, we can have 5 and minus 2, because 5 into minus 2 will be equal to minus 10, which is your last term, and 5 plus of minus 2 will be equal to 3, which is your second term. So this is how you find out the factors. You start off by looking at your last term and you will find out all of the factors of your last term. So here, as you see, you have minus 10. So you start off by listing down all of the factors of 10, which are 1, 2, 5 and 10. Then you need to choose two factors out of these, where multiplying those two factors will give you the last term and adding those two terms will give you this middle term over here. And as you see, 5 into minus 2 is equal to minus 10 and 5 plus of minus 2 will be equal to 3. So this is how we'll write down the next step. We will have x square plus of, now instead of writing this as plus 3x, we will write down 5x minus 2x minus 10 is equal to 0, because 5x minus 2x is essentially equal to 3x. Then after this, we will find out the common factors over here. So in x square plus 5x, I will take out x as common. Then I will have x plus 5 over here. And in the right also, we will have another x plus 5 term. And I will have minus 2 over here. So minus 2x minus 10. Now, since this is equal to 0, we will just have x minus 2 into x plus 5 is equal to 0. And when you take individual equation and equate this to be 0, you will have two solutions. So x minus 2 is equal to 0 will give you a value of x to be equal to 2. Then x plus 5 is equal to 0. Over here, x will become minus 5. So the solutions of this quadratic equation are 2 and minus 5. We have our next quadratic equation over here. X square plus 5x plus 6. Again, we will start off by writing this quadratic equation. X square plus 5x plus 6 is equal to 0. After this, I would have to list down all of the factors of this last term, which is 6. So all of the factors of 6 will be equal to 1, 2, 3 and 6. And now out of all of these factors, I'd have to find two factors such that multiplying them will give me 6 and adding them will give me 5. And the answer for that will be 2 and 3, because 2 into 3 is equal to 6 and 2 plus 3 is equal to 5. So in the next step, we will write this quadratic equation as x square plus 2x plus 3x plus 6 is equal to 0. Then we will start off by taking the common values. So I take out x as common. So we will have x into x plus 2. Over here again we will have x plus 2 and I will have 3 as common. And since this is equal to 0, we will have x plus 3 into x plus 2 is equal to 0. So the final solution of this will be equal to minus 3 and minus 2. Then we have our next quadratic equation over here. X square plus 7x plus 12 is equal to 0. I will write down x square plus 7x plus 12 is equal to 0. Then I would have to list down all of the factors of 12. So I will have 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 and 12. And out of these factors, I would need two factors where multiplying them will give me 12 and adding them will give me 7. So here, what would be the answer? So the answer is obviously 4 and 3, because 4 into 3 is equal to 12 and 4 plus 3 is equal to 7. So here, I will write down 7x as 3x plus 4x plus 12 is equal to 0. And if I take the common factors out of this, I will have x into x plus 3. Again, I will have x plus 3 over here. I will take out 4 as common. Then I will have x plus 4 into x plus 3 is equal to 0. And the final solution of x will either be equal to minus 4 or minus 3. Again, we have our next equation over here, which is x square plus 14x plus 33 is equal to 0. So here, I'll write down x square plus 14x plus 33 is equal to 0. I'd have to list down the factors of 33. So here I will have 1, 3, 11 and 33. Now out of all of these factors, I would need two factors where multiplying them will give me 33 and adding them will give me 14. So obviously the answer will be equal to 11 and 3 because 11 into 3 is equal to 33 and 11 plus 3 is equal to 14. Then I would have to write this as x square plus 3x plus 11x plus 33 is equal to 0. Over here I'll take x common. So I'll have x into x plus 3. Over here I'll also have x plus 3 and 11 will be common. So finally I will have x plus 11 into x plus 3 is equal to 0. And when I equate both of them to be equal to 0, the solutions will be minus 11 and minus 3. We have the next quadratic equation, x square minus 14x plus 45 is equal to 0. I will write down x square minus 14x plus 45 is equal to 0 over here. I'd have to list down all of the factors of 45. So I'll have 1, 5, 9 and 45. And I'd have to choose two factors such that multiplying them will give me a value of 45 and adding them will give me a value of minus 14. So here, what do you think will be the solutions? Well, we can have minus 9 and minus 5 because minus 9 into minus 5 is equal to 45 and minus 9 plus of minus 5 is equal to 14. So here, x square minus 5x minus 9x plus of 45 is equal to 0. And when I take x to be common, I will have x into x minus 5. Here again, I will have x minus 5 and minus 9 will be common over here. So the final factor analysis will be x minus 9 into x minus 5 is equal to 0. And value of x will be equal to 9 and 5. So these are the roots of this quadratic equation. Then we have what are the factors of x square minus 3x plus 2 is equal to 0. I will write down x square minus 3x plus 2 is equal to 0. I'd have to list down the factors of 2, which are just 1 and 2. And over here, as you see, multiplying these two will give us 2. And adding them. So here we would need factors such that multiplying them will give us 2 and adding them will give us minus 3. So for this, the perfect answers will be minus 1 and minus 2 because minus 1 into minus 2 is equal to 2 and minus 1 plus of minus 2 will be equal to minus 3. So this will become x square minus x minus 2x plus of 2 is equal to 0. I'll take x to be common over here. So x into x minus 1. Here also I will have x minus 1. I will take 2 to be common. Then I will have x minus 2 into x minus 1 is equal to 0. And finally we will have the values of x to be equal to 1 and 2. And these are the factors of this quadratic equation. We have our final quadratic equation over here, which is x square minus 15x is equal to minus 26. We'll have to start off by taking minus 26 onto the LHS because on the RHS we will only need 0. I will write this down as x square minus 15x plus of 26 is equal to 0. I'll have to list down the factors of 26, which are not many. So it'll be 1, 2, 13 and 26, and out of these we would need two factors where multiplying them will give us 26 and adding them will give us minus 15. So the answer will obviously be minus 2 and minus 13, because minus 13 into minus 2 is equal to 26 and minus 13 plus of minus 2 will be equal to minus 15. So here we have x square minus 2x minus 13x plus of 26 is equal to 0. Out of this, I will take x to be common. So I'll have x into x minus 2. Then again, I will take x minus 2 over here. And minus 13 is what I have, because here, when you multiply this, it will become minus 13x plus of 20x. And finally, we will have x minus 13 into x minus 2 is equal to 0. And our solutions are 13 and 2. So we are done with quadratic equations now. Now we will deal with inequalities. So till now, we had one operator which was equal to. So here, instead of the equal to operator, we will either have the less than symbol, greater than symbol. So as you see, the equation is x minus 6 is less than 13. So everything will be same. It's just that instead of equal to, you have less than. So here, when I take minus 6 onto the right side, this will be x is less than 19 and this will be our solution. So here what you get is, you get a list of values. So let's say if you have a number line over here and if we call this to be equal to 19, so value of x can be anything from minus infinity till 19. And here, as you see, since x is less than 19, 19 is not included over here. So the values will be minus infinity till 18 over here. So this is your result. Then we have another equation. So here we have if y plus 11 is greater than or equal to minus 13, what is x? So this has to be what is y and not x. So again, I will take 11 to the RHS. So this will become y is greater than or equal to minus 24. So again, I will draw a number line over here and I will put minus 24. So y is equal to or greater than minus 24. So here, from this point onwards, y can be anything. So y will be minus 24 to infinity, and both of these are inclusive. Minus 24 is inclusive and also infinity is inclusive. After inequalities, we have absolute values, and absolute values, you can consider this to be as a distance. So if mod of a is equal to 6, what is a? So when I say distance, this will give you distance from the number 0. Let's say if we have a number line like this, if I put in 0 over here, now this equation tells me that modulus of a is equal to 6. So it could be 6 units on the RHS or 6 units on the LHS, which would mean I can have minus 6 over here or plus 6 over here. That is why a could either be, so here we will write down a is equal to plus minus 6. And a shortcut for this will be equal to. Now when you remove this modulus over here, you can just write down plus minus a is equal to 6. So when you write down plus minus a is equal to 6, you will have two values for a. You will have a is equal to 6 and a is equal to minus 6. And this is how you find out the solution of absolute values. Then here we have if modulus of x plus 2 is equal to 5, what is x? As I've told you, we have modulus of x plus 2 is equal to 5. Now if we are removing the modulus, we'll have two things over here, which is plus minus x plus 2 is equal to 5. So let's start with x plus 2 is equal to 5. So if we take x plus 2 is equal to 5, then the value of x will become 3 because 5 minus 2 is equal to 3. Now, if we take minus of x plus 2 is equal to 5, this will be minus x minus 2 is equal to 5. So here I will have minus x is equal to 7 and x will become minus 7. So the solutions for this equation are x is equal to 3 and x is equal to minus 7. Then we have something interesting. So we have modulus of x plus 1 by 2 is equal to 18. Then we need to find out the value of x. I'll just write this down properly over here. So we have x plus 1 by 2 is equal to 18. Now, if I perform this properly, this will essentially become 2x plus 1 by 2 is equal to 18. Now, after this, since 2 is always positive, I can remove it from the modulus. So I will have modulus of 2x plus 1 upon 2 is equal to 18. And when I take 2 to the right side, I will have modulus of 2x plus 1 is equal to 36. Now, after this, again, I will have two values for the modulus, which are, so I can have 2x plus 1 is equal to 36 or minus of 2x plus 1 is equal to 36. Let's start off with this. So here we will have 2x is equal to 35 and value of x becomes 35 by 2. And over here we have minus 2x minus 1 is equal to 36. So this will be minus 2x is equal to 37 and x will become minus 37 by 2. So these are the two solutions of this absolute value. So we have looked at inequalities. We have also looked at absolute values. Now we'll look at some questions where we'll have inequalities within a particular range. So here we have quite an interesting question. We have x as well as y, and we see that the range of x is between minus 1 and 3 and y has to be less than 8, and we are supposed to find out the possible range of values for x and y. So for this, to find out the possible range of values, we need to find out extremities. So this is something interesting. So here, as you see, y is less than 8, which would mean y can be any number from minus infinity to 8. And as you see, x can be any number between minus 1 and 3. So here, since y can be minus infinity, so when you multiply minus infinity into any minus value over here, so that will essentially become plus infinity, isn't it? So if you have minus infinity into minus 1, which is equal to infinity, so you'll just write down infinity over here. And also, since y can be minus infinity, that is your range. So you will have minus infinity to plus infinity. So this is your range of possible values when you multiply x into y. So this is difficult. I'll repeat it again. Since y can be any value from minus infinity to 8. And if you multiply minus infinity with minus 1, you are just getting infinity over there. Now after this, let's say if you want a negative value, since y is already at minus infinity. So if we multiply minus infinity with x, so let's say if x value is 3, so this is minus infinity. So that is why x into y will range from minus infinity to plus infinity. Then we have ranges for a and b. So it seems that a will be between minus 7 and 6 and b will be between minus 7 and 8. And we need to find out the maximum possible value for ab. And if you would want to find out the maximum possible value, again, we would have to look at the end values over here. So what we'll do is, we will multiply all of the end values. So let's start with minus 7 and minus 7. That will give us a value of 49. Then I will have minus 7 into 8, which will give me a value of minus 56. After that, I have 6 into minus 7, which will give me a value of minus 42. Then I have 6 into 8, which will give me a value of 48. So it would seem that our maximum value of AB will be equal to 49. Then we have a similar question. So we have a range for M and N over here. m will be between minus 4 and 7 and n will be between minus 3 and 10, and we need to find out the maximum possible integer value for m minus n. So maximum possible integer value, so obviously we would need something positive. So m has to be this value because we are subtracting n from m. So I'll take m is equal to 7, and since m minus n has to be maximum, we need to take the lowest value for n. And since minus 3 is not inclusive, so the next number will be equal to minus 2. So I'll take n to be equal to minus 2. So we will have m minus of minus n, which is equal to 7 minus of minus 2, which is equal to 9. And this is the maximum possible integer value for m minus n. So we are done with inequalities as well. Next, we will head on to percentages. So percentage, you can just consider it anything divided by 100. So what is percent? So when you have percent, so here cent would mean 100. So anything with respect to 100 is what is known as percentage. And over here, we are supposed to find out 30% of 80. So 30%. So you can write down 30% as 30 upon 100 into 80. And when you divide this with this, this with this, you will have 8 into 3, which is equal to 24. So 30% of 80 will be equal to 24. Now, an easier method of this will be equal to, so 30%, you can directly take 30% to be equal to 0.3 because 30 upon 100 is equal to 0.3. And when you multiply 0.3 with 80, you get a value of 24. So this is your result. Then we have our next question over here. 75% of what number is equal to 21? So we can put this in an equation like this, 75%. So 75% will be 75 upon 100. Of what number? So 75 upon 100, let's take that number to be equal to x. So 75 upon 100 into x is equal to 21. Now, instead of writing 75 upon 100, now here x will be equal to 21 into 100 divided by 75, which is equal to 2100 upon 75, and the answer for this will be equal to 28. So 75% of 75 upon 100 of 28 will be equal to 21. This is our solution. Then we have our next question over here. So 90 is what percent of 40? So here what we can do is, we can just write down 90 upon 40 into 100. So 90 is what percentage of 40? So 40 will be your base and 90 is what you're trying to find out. So 90 will be in the numerator, 40 will be in the denominator, and when you multiply it with 100, you will get the result. So we will have 9 upon 4 into 100, which is essentially equal to 2.25 into 100 is equal to 225. So 90 is 225% of 40. So you can actually imagine it, isn't it? Because 90 is more than double of 40. So that is why 90 is 225% of 40. Then we have an interesting question. So if the price of a shirt is $30, then it has increased by 20%. What was the final price of the shirt? So initially, price of the shirt is equal to $30. Then we decreased it by 20%. So when we say decreased it by 20%, what we are doing is the original value becomes 80% of the original value, isn't it? So decrease in 20% is essentially 0.8 into 30. So 30 is your original value. You can consider 30 to be equal to 1. Now, when you take out 20% away from this, what you have is only 80%. So, when you multiply 0.8 into 30, you will get a value of 24. So, when you give a discount of 20% to a shirt whose price is $30, the final value of the shirt will be equal to 24. So, this is an easy method to calculate increase or decrease in percentage. Then we have a similar question again. So a plant originally cost $35. So I'll write down P is equal to $35 over here. And we have increased the price of this plant by 20%. So what is the new price? So 35 is the whole value. You can write down 35 as 35 into 1. So when we increase the price of this by 20%, what does it mean? So it basically means that we are increasing the value by 1.2 times. So we have to multiply this by 1.2 times and that will give us the result. So 35 into 1.2 will be equal to 42 and this will be the new price of this plant. Then we have an interesting question over here. So we have successive percentages. So we have a ticket. Let's call this as T. Then there is an increase in the price of this ticket by 20%. So increase in price by 20%. Then again, after increasing the original price by 20%, there has again been an increase of 5% on the new price. So we are supposed to find out by how much percent is the total price rise of the ticket. So I'll call the original price of the ticket to be 2. And if we increase the original price by 20%, it will be 1.2 into T. Now again, after this, we increase this by 5%. This will be equal to 1.05. So your new total or the final total of the ticket will be equal to T into 1.2 into 1.05. So this will be equal to 1.26, which means that there is a 26% rise in the original price of the ticket. Now, initially, you guys might get confused and would add up these two percentages. You would think that initially, if the price is increased by 20%, you will maybe have 20%. And again, since there is an increase of 5%, what you'll do is 20% plus 5% and you might call it as 25%. But this is not how you add percentages. So first you will calculate the increase in percentage, which will be equal to T into 1.2. Then on this new percentage, you will multiply it with the new percentage gain. So here, since this is 5%, 5 will be equal to 1.05. And in total, you will get 1.26, which is a total increase in percentage of 26%. Then we have a similar question again. So initially, we have a stock portfolio and it has decreased by 25%. Then after that, the value has increased by 20%. So what percent of the original value would your new stock portfolio have? Let's call this P. Initially, we have a decrease of 25%. So decrease of 25% would mean 75% of the original value, isn't it? So this will be 0.75 into P. After this, there has been an increase of 20%, which is equal to 1.2. And when you multiply all of this, you will get the final result. So this is equal to 0.9p, which is 90% of your initial portfolio. So your answer will be 90% of the original value of your stock. So we are done with percentages. Then we have FDP word problems over here. So if a quarter of the students attended the PEP rally, and if there were a total of 200 students, how many of them attended the PEP rally? This is our question. So there are a total of 200 students. I'll just write down T is equal to 200. Now a quarter of these 200 students attended the PEP rally. Quarter is equal to 1 by 4. So this will be 1 by 4 into 200, which is equal to 50. So out of the 200 students, 50 students have attended the PEP rally. Then we have our next question over here. At a certain pet shop, there are 4 kittens, 2 turtles, 8 puppies, and 6 snakes. And if there are no other pets, what percentage of the store's animals are kittens? So here, since there are 4 kittens, what I'll do is I'll list down all of this. So I will have 4 kittens, 2 turtles, 8 puppies, and 6 snakes. If there are no other pets, what percentage of the store's animals are kittens? So it will be 4 upon 4 plus 2 plus 8 plus 6, which is equal to 4 upon 20, which is equal to 1 by 5. And if I would want to find out the percentage, it will be equal to 1 by 5 into 100, which is equal to 20. So 20% of the store's animals are kittens. Then we have a final question. So if Sally receives a commission equal to 30% of her sales, and if Sally had earned $45,000 in commissions last month, what were her total sales? So 30% of her sales. So 30% of total sales is equal to the commission. So let's call the total sales to be equal to S. And 30% of this is what she'll earn in commission. So I will write down 0.3 into S. And since 0.3 into S is equal to the total commission she would earn, which is equal to 4500. So her total sales will be equal to S is equal to 4500 upon 0.3. And this will be equal to 15,000. So her total sales were equal to 15,000 last month.
This brings us to the end of this video on quantitative aptitude. Thank you very much. I want to introduce you to Great Learning Academy, a free initiative by Great Learning. You can access over 200 plus courses with 1,000 plus hours of free content on trending high demand domains absolutely free. Register now to complete the course and get your free certificate of completion. Check out the link in the description of the video below. If you haven't yet subscribed to our channel yet, I want to request you to hit the subscribe button and turn on the notifications bell so that you do not miss out on any new updates or video releases from Great Learning. If you enjoy this video, show us some love and like this video. Knowledge increases by sharing. So make sure you share this video with your friends and colleagues. Make sure to comment on the video if you have any queries or suggestions, and I'll respond to your comments.